on if we domesticated the squirrels and they had offspring. Adoption possibility. Monday, 24 February 2025 is the day I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, I'm filming this. I'm going to talk through the possibility of adopting squirrels if me and my soulmates domesticated the squirrels, including gray squirrels and chickarees, and they had offspring. So I've actually covered this a little bit last year, 2024, on this channel, Tanis Leonhardi, at least currently. And it was in relation to my Josh and I getting our dream house in Woodway and continuing with feeding the critters and being like, well, maybe we have like an enclosure outdoors for like the chickarees, the little North American red squirrels. And if they have a bunch of offspring, you know, what do we do with them? Could we adopt them out? And we were thinking like, well, what if we had them indoors and we had like cat posts, you know, and stuff like, so they still have stuff to climb and stuff like that. And I think I brought up a little bit of like going through the paperwork and maybe, you know, collaborating with the Washington State Department of, was it Fish and Wildlife or Natural Resources, or maybe both. So the biggest thing here would be getting the paperwork and making sure everything's legal for domestication of the critters, which he may have already done. So then that's like a step one, and then there's the moving of the squirrels and the them getting accustomed to being potentially indoor squirrels, outdoor squirrels, you know. But so thinking that through, then if they have offspring, we won't have space for all of them at one residence. So then maybe thinking about, do other soulmates get them, but then also you guys. Do you have a YouTube channel or not? That we don't want to miss somebody who, you know, maybe can't afford to have a squirrel, but they like an adoption fee. So maybe we don't have an adoption fee. It's really about the people. So like maybe there's a family in India who really wants a squirrel and they have a good supply of nuts, and they're like, we don't really have anything else, but we want a squirrel, and we like have access to a bunch of nuts, so we can do that. So can we have a squirrel? And so then we can like figure it out, right? So that kind of thing. So my Josh is in charge of the operation, including paperwork. It is based out of our dream home. We named Chickaree Corner in honor of the little red squirrels. Okay, they're North American red squirrels. He becomes a full-time naturalist, including the riding. So I've talked about, I went to junior naturalist camp at the zoo, and it's like, if we do something like that, and especially adopting them out, that could be full-time endeavor, and lots of writing and that kind of stuff. And then in person at the dinner table with my dad, my mom, and Kona Dog in August 2024, they gave me approval to move in with my Josh. A waking mode, we actually had that conversation, and it was like, if he came, like, could I move in with him? And they said yes. So that it's kind of like the baby names where I've gotten approval from them in person. This was before last year. About half a year ago now. So back in August 2024, they did actually, okay it, even name and stuff. So if you're looking for chipmunks, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. The chickarees forced them out. Yes, so the chickarees are very possessive of me, as are the gray squirrels, and they're the birds and stuff too. But this is really about the squirrels and the two different species, so far as I can tell, western gray squirrels and chickarees, which are North American red squirrels. So if you are interested in adopting and we domesticate them, then if they are reproducing, then adoption is something that we are interested in to make sure they get a good home, and making sure they're safe and that kind of stuff. So is adoption a possibility? Yes, with the corresponding they're reproducing and we're full up and that kind of stuff. So or maybe you got in early and we're like, oh, this one's for you, and we're not full up, but we're like, this one's for that person. So there we go. That's on if we domesticated the squirrels and they had offspring, adoption possibility.